The wise man does not expose himself needlessly. What if I told you that the most dangerous person in any social situation is not the loudest, not the most aggressive, and not even the most confident, but the one who understands how people work and refuses to play by their expectations? Think about that for a second, because most people are predictable. They react when provoked. They speak when uncomfortable silence appears. They explain themselves when they feel judged. They adjust when they feel pressure. And in doing so, they become easy to read, easy to influence, easy to control. Niccolò Machiavelli understood something most people ignore. If you want power, you don't start by controlling others. You start by becoming unreadable, because the moment people can't predict you, they can't position themselves above you. And that's where social power begins. Not in domination, but in control. If you want to understand people, psychology, and how to move through social situations without being manipulated or underestimated, subscribe, because this is where we go deeper than surface-level advice. Now let's break it down. There are 8 mental rules that separate the average from the socially dangerous. Not dangerous in a destructive way, but in a way that makes people think twice before testing you. The first rule: say less than necessary. Most people talk too much. They explain their thoughts, justify their actions, fill silence, and reveal more than they realize. Why? Because silence feels uncomfortable. But here's the truth: silence is not weakness. It's pressure. When you speak less, every word carries more weight. When you don't rush to respond, people start paying attention. When you don't reveal everything, people start wondering. And curiosity creates focus. Have you ever noticed how the quietest person in the room often gets the most attention? Not because they demand it, but because they don't give it away. The second rule: never react immediately. Reaction is the easiest way to lose control. Someone challenges you, you defend. Someone criticizes you, you explain. Someone provokes you, you respond. And in that moment, they control your behavior because they triggered it. But when you pause, even for a few seconds, something shifts. You break the pattern. You show that you are not easily moved, and that alone changes how people see you. Ask yourself, who feels more powerful? The person reacting, or the one choosing when to respond? Exactly. The third rule: control your emotional display. People don't need to hear what you feel. They can see it. Micro expressions, tone, body language. And the moment your emotions are visible, they become usable. If someone sees your frustration, they know where to push. If they see your insecurity, they know where to test. If they see your need for approval, they know how to control you. This doesn't mean you become emotionless. It means you become selective. You choose what to show and what to keep. And that choice is power. The fourth rule: observe patterns, not moments. Most people judge situations based on single interactions. One comment, one reaction, one moment. But real understanding comes from patterns, because people are consistent. Someone might act confident once, but patterns reveal whether it's real or performance. Someone might respect you once, but patterns show whether it's genuine or situational. So instead of reacting to moments, watch repetition, because patterns don't lie. And once you see them, you stop being surprised. You start being prepared. The fifth rule: detach from the need to be liked. This is one of the hardest and most powerful shifts, because most people are driven by approval. They adjust their behavior, opinions, and even personality just to be accepted. And in doing so, they lose their position, because the moment you need to be liked, you become dependent, and dependency removes authority. But the person who is comfortable not being liked, who doesn't chase approval, who stays consistent regardless of reactions, becomes stable. And stability creates respect, not always immediately, but always eventually. The sixth rule: control the pace. Speed is rarely power. Control is. Most people rush. They speak fast, react fast, decide fast, not because it's effective, but because they feel pressure. And pressure creates mistakes. But the person who slows down, who speaks deliberately, who pauses intentionally, who moves without urgency, controls the interaction, because they are not reacting to the moment. They are shaping it. Think about conversations, negotiations, even arguments. The one who controls the pace controls the outcome. The seventh rule: don't reveal your full intention. This doesn't mean manipulation, it means strategy. When people know exactly what you want, what you're planning, and how you think, they can position themselves against you. But when you keep parts of your intention private, you maintain flexibility, you maintain control, and most importantly, you remain unpredictable. And unpredictability creates caution. The eighth rule: understand that people are driven by themselves, not Dion, not by you. This one changes everything, because most people take things personally. Someone ignores them. They feel disrespected. Someone criticizes them. They feel attacked. Someone acts distant. They feel rejected. But in reality, people are thinking about themselves, their goals, their fears, their image. You are not the center of their behavior. You are part of it. And once you truly understand that, you stop reacting emotionally to everything. You start analyzing instead. And analysis creates distance. Distance creates clarity. And clarity creates control. Now step back and look at the full picture. Say less. React slower. Control your emotions. Watch patterns. Detach from approval. Control the pace. Hide full intention. Understand self-interest. 8 rules. Simple to hear, difficult to apply, because they go against instinct. Instinct tells you to react, to explain, to defend, to prove. But control requires the opposite. Pause, observe, choose. Let's make this real. You're in a conversation. Someone challenges you. Before, you react, defend, explain. Now, you pause. You look at them. You respond slowly. And suddenly, the dynamic changes. Same words, different delivery, different outcome. Someone tries to provoke you. Before, you get emotional. Now, you stay neutral. You don't give them what they want. And without that reaction, they lose leverage. This is what it means to be socially dangerous, not aggressive, not manipulative, but controlled, unpredictable, aware. So let me ask you something. How many times have you lost control of a situation, not because of what happened, but because of how you reacted? And how many times could you have changed the outcome by simply pausing? Because that pause, that small moment between stimulus and response, that's where your power is. And most people give it away instantly without thinking. But once you become aware of it, once you start using it, you stop being easy to read. You stop being easy to influence. You stop being easy to control. And that's when people start treating you differently. Not because you changed them, but because you changed how you respond to them. And that changes everything.